Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Craving Shaving. Today's shave is kind of a nostalgia shave. I'm going to be using one of my favorite razor heads from when I very first started into this hobby. I started off with a Von der Hagen safety razor just from Walmart and that kit, and then I graduated from there to the Maggard razors and the Maggard heads, both the V3, V3A, and the slant. And so I'm going to be using my favorite of those three, and that is the V3A, supposedly the more aggressive one. I actually personally felt that the V3 was the more aggressive one, so I don't know. But I haven't had a handle for it in a long time, which is part of the reason that I haven't used it very much. And this is not the handle that I bought with it. This is a Yaqi handle. I got a different Yaqi razor, and I already have a different razor for that, and so that I like better. So I decided this is now my designated Maggard's handle. So we'll go with that. And I'm also going nostalgic with my soap and brush. So the soap that I'm going to be using is the very first artisan soap that I ever bought, and that is Sterling Pharaoh's Dreamsicle. And it's great, and it's almost exclusively what I used when I was starting out before I started my YouTube channel. And so I've used it probably more than anything else consecutively, and so I'm almost out. And so I haven't been using it just because I don't really want to run out of it. It's a really good soap. And then the brush that I'm going to do is really the first brush that I ever actually finished. And that is this one. I just have been calling it the first Craving shaving brush. And it's made out of African paddock wood. It's got a boss knot in there. I want to say it's a 24mm brush knot in there, which boss knot is just fantastic. So, little trip down memory lane for this shave. When I used to use that Pharaoh's Dreamsicle, back when I was starting out, like a whole bunch of people in the shaving community, I started out watching Nick Shaves. If you haven't seen Nick Shaves' channel, I don't know how you found this one first. He has, I don't know, last I checked, 25,000 subscribers or something. He was the big shaving channel. He hasn't been super active lately, but man, he was all over the place when I first got into this. And he always bloomed his soaps, used the bloom water on his face as like a pre-shave. And when I first started, I just thought, well, that's what you do. And for him, that's great. I've since decided that's not what I like to do. And I think it's important that people do what they like. And I've decided for me, I don't like blooming the soap and then loading it on the puck and then having to dry it out and stuff. I much prefer to lather it up in the old trusty shave bowl. This thing's great. I really like this one because it's wider in my hand. I really don't like a narrow bowl at all. And I don't like ceramic either. So, and I don't know what it is about this. Alright, let's wet the face. I don't know what it is about this soap, because I have several Sterling soaps. This one seems to be creamier than the others. And you know, it has probably some orange stuff in it. I don't know what it is about it, but it just seems to be just the slightest bit creamier than the rest. Yogurty almost. They're all great soaps. If you're wondering what the smell of this is like, it's not a creamsicle scent, which is what I was expecting when I bought it. I was expecting an orange creamsicle scent. Don't expect that. It's much more an orange Julius scent. If you've ever had an orange Julius at the mall, that's what it smells like. Okay. Alright. Another reason I'm using this, the thing that got me thinking about it, is someone told me that this V3A head is about the same as a Mula R41. And I was blown away when I heard them say that, because I've never used a Mula R41. But this to me, and I hate aggressive razors, this to me is not an aggressive razor. This is a mild razor to me. So I thought I'd give it a try. If the R41 is like this, then yeah, sign me up, man. This is a great thing. But it's not, I don't find this super aggressive. It's efficient. It does the job. But I don't find it, personally, I don't find it aggressive. So feel free to weigh in on that. I would love to know other opinions on that. My friend Scott compared the R41 more toward the Gillette New Deluxe. It's an open comb vintage razor. But I mean, it did the job. But this, to me, is an extremely mild razor compared to other ones that I've used. Any of the double open combs, I would say, is more aggressive than this. So, I don't know. I guess I need to get the R41 sometime and give it a go. Alright, that did a great first pass. Let's go ahead and wet the face again and go for pass 2. Alright. I love boss knots too. They go with any color brush. I need to get some for my shop. I got the black synth ones that I carry now, and they're good for bowl lathering. I don't think they're as good for face lathering. They work for bowl lathering alright. Boss knots are better though. I am not offended if you buy one of my brushes and then buy a boss knot separately and put it in. It's not hard to put in a knot yourself, by the way. Some people don't like to do that, I suppose, but it's really not bad. I mean, all it really takes is some epoxy, and I just use like Loctite epoxy, and I use some pennies to make it the height that I want it to be. It's pretty easy. But anyway, I want to get some boss knots next, maybe. I don't know. Hope everyone's doing alright. Yeah, I usually don't go across on my neck. But again, I feel like this razor is fairly mild, so I feel like I can. Watch, now I'm gonna cut myself to ribbons. Maybe I got a defective V3A head. It's not as aggressive as it should be. Tell you one thing. This handle, this Yaqi handle, I don't know what it's called. It's got this knurling with these spaces in between. I feel like I couldn't drop it if I tried. It's very grippy. Which is awesome. Great residual slickness on this soap. Fantastic stuff. Sterling's great. If you one of the best deals in wet shaving. Sterling soap. This was a great introduction soap when I first started into wet shaving. I'm trying to think what my first blades were. I guess my very first blades would have had to be Vonderhagen blades, because it came with my set. I can't think. I know the first one that I tried that I was like, ooh, this is my blade, was Voshgod. I really liked those when I first got started. Please, guys, in the comment section, let me know what your favorite stuff was when you were first getting started into wet shaving. I love hearing those stories about the stuff. How many of you started with the Vonderhagen from like Walmart or Target or something? I bet a lot. I was just reading a thing on Instagram about that. Someone was saying about everyone starting with that, or Williams. I tell you what, if I would have started with Williams, I don't think I would have stuck with it very long. I know there are Williams lovers out there. I mean, no disrespect to you or your soap, but man, not a huge fan myself. We have hard water here. I've heard that it's harder with hard water, so maybe that's part of my problem. Never really tried the whole bottled water thing. If I have to use bottled water to lather up my shave soap, I just call that a bad soap and move on. So I haven't really worried about that. Yeah, I don't know. I just would not call this an aggressive razor at all. It's efficient. Maybe that's what they mean. Same efficiency. Do you guys lump efficiency and aggressiveness together? Because I sure don't. I think aggressiveness is like blade feel and how easy it is to get irritation, and it doesn't always mean more aggressive. I mean more efficient. Did I just switch that around? I don't know what I'm saying. Disregard that gibberish. Okay, I'm gonna rinse off and clean up and stuff, and I'll be back for some aftershave. All right. Okay. And if I'm doing a nostalgic shave, you guys already know what I'm going to do for my aftershave. It's right up here. It's, of course, Skin Bracer by Menon. Gotta do it. This stuff is so great. You've heard me say it all before. Alcohol sting like crazy, and then just the best menthol afterwards. It's awesome. I love the stuff. Then a refreshing powdery scent afterwards. First aftershave I ever bought, because I was like, I don't even know if I like this whole aftershave idea. I never used it before I started wet shaving. Because I just thought Home Alone, all it does is make your face hurt or something. Turns out I love that sting. And I love this stuff. What does he use in Home Alone? Does it show? I don't even know. It'd be interesting. It's funny how now that I'm into wet shaving, I want to go back and watch all these things. Get a better idea of how it works. Or not how it works. Get a better idea of what they were using in these movies and stuff. Alright. Okay, well, we used the Yaqi razor handle, and I will find which razor handle this is, and I'll try to put a link down in the description down below to this. If I forget, remind me. I will go ahead and find that and do that. Maggard V3A head. This is supposed to be the aggressive one. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. To me, not aggressive. And I'm okay with that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I love razors that get the job done but don't feel aggressive. I think that's awesome. Loaded up with a Pulse Silver Super Iridium blade. This is one of my first times ever using that blade, and it was great. I mean, did the job just fine. Then we used the Craving Shaving 1 brush in paddock wood with the boss knot. Absolutely fantastic. The soap. Where did I put the soap? Ah, can't keep track of stuff. Okay. Sterling Pharaoh's Dreamsicle. Scent notes on this are orange, vanilla, and Egyptian musk. That's why there's like the little Egyptian doodads on there, whatever those things are. Great stuff. Fantastic soap from Sterling. And then Coke Zero Vanilla. Also great stuff. Not shave related. Okay. Anyway, thank you for tuning in for this episode of Craving Shaving. Let me just show you some of the brushes I've been working on. I've been toying around with this whole idea of doing the ribbon brushes. Have the ribbons of color running through them. So I've got a couple of those that will probably be, these ones need to be sanded again, I think. The finish isn't great. But this one's purple with black. And then I've got, this one's really cool. It's kind of a reddish with black and white ribbon running through it. So that's kind of fun. And then I've got this one. Let's see if this will show up. Anyway, it's got some pretty cool patterns in it as well. So that'll probably be launching soon. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Craving Shaving. I might be running out of, what's it called? Memory on my camera. So I'm going to cut it off here. Thank you so much. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, put them in the comments or email me at cravingshaving@gmail.com. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful day.